We're Pixelscopic, a small independent game studio in the Midwest. We're working on a game called Delver's Drop, a 2D action RPG with fluid physics-based movement, snappy combat, a rogues gallery of character classes, and randomized dungeons.
We wanted to look at the genre at its roots and figure out the most striking inspirations that we could use to create a contemporary game of that style.
A lot of references and inspiration from action RPGs from the console era. The most obvious one that everyone sees is the 2D Legend of Zeldas.
We want it to be really fast, rely a lot on fluid motion and your character's velocity to both evade enemies and attack them.
We're hoping to build in a lot of these elements together to make a really multi-layered experience.
You play as several adventuring miscreants imprisoned in the dungeon of a mountain castle complex, a maze of rooms that shift in a constantly changing layout. The prisoners are released one by one and challenged to find their way to freedom by braving the drop, a pit that tunnels deep into the mountain's core with puzzles that must be solved to open the drop to the descending levels of the dungeon. When one prisoner falls, another is cast down into the drop, taking advantage of their predecessor's progress. Movement and combat in Delver's Drop are a blend of intense arcade action and classic RPG precision and strategy. It's all based on a custom physics system that is designed specifically to create the most tight and responsive top-down 2D action game possible. The rogue we're showing in this video is a well-rounded, nimble class with a sword, whose perks will involve finding more and better loot and gold. Delver's Drop also features a form of permadeath, but players are able to recover some progress and items.
We had been working on the game idea for several months in 2012, developing the core technology and the game concept. We were working on the game part-time while we took contract jobs, until last fall we were able to dedicate ourselves to over a month of full-time development.
So we went to PAX not knowing what to expect. We were actually working on the game on the plane to Seattle, at the hotel at Seattle. The morning of the show, we were still working on the game, trying to add some more stuff to it.
We, I think, mentally changed gears the moment the first people hit our booth, and we were suddenly doing it for them.
Since PAX, we've been working on the game quite a bit between our contract jobs. We've reworked many of the original systems, including the environmental rendering and parallax, vastly improved the physics, controls, and the combat mechanics. We've also added several new features: usable items, a robust particle system, dynamic shadows, triggers, events, traps, and more. Literally everything in the game is scriptable and even moddable by our players. The physics drive the movement, collisions, and interactions in Delver's Drop. All characters, enemies, and objects have fully scriptable mass, acceleration, bounciness, and so on. These create the unpredictable cascading effects you can see in the gameplay footage. We believe that Delver's Drop is a game that absolutely needs to get made. With our unique mix of character classes, leveling, roguelike elements, original story, physics, and puzzles, Delver's Drop is our shot at bringing variety and vitality to the action RPG scene.
We've been doing contract work and building the game out of pocket for months. In order to develop the game on a reasonable time frame, we need additional support.
Kickstarter is really a way for us to develop the game that we want to make without having to compromise quality or compromise the release schedule.
So that's why we're here. We want to make the game that hopefully you want to play.
Kickstarter is a way to put the game into the hands of our fans.
Thank you for your time and for checking out this video. We sincerely hope that you will consider contributing to Delver's Drop here on Kickstarter by March 12th.